everybody, back to another landscape photography vlog. It has been quite a while. That much I know. I am trying something different today. As you can probably see, I'm trying to have the camera mounted to my head instead of my chest. I've been wanting to try this method for a while, only because I think it just gives the audience a better idea of what I'm looking at, how I'm using the camera, all that stuff. The only thing I'm worried about is like potential motion sickness triggers while filming this way. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes. I've also been trying to film a vlog for quite some time. I've been here the last 3 or 4 times I've been here in the last month or two. I've tried to film a vlog and it just hasn't worked out any of the times. So I'm hoping today is the day. It's finally not like extremely windy and it's not extremely cold, where it makes filming and just taking photos in general that much harder. So today I figure it'd be a good day as any to try and get back into the swing of things in terms of vlogs. It's a new year, it's 2026. We're starting the year like we did last year, back on the beaches of Lake Erie, looking at some beautiful ice volcanoes. Still not as prominent as they were last year. We've had a lot of like cool downs and warm ups and cool downs, so we haven't got quite the prominent ice volcano feature yet, but starting this year off very similar to last year. And with the new year, always lots of reflection and kind of seeing what needs to be done, what needs to be addressed to make the year go the way you want it to go. And that's definitely been the case this year so far. I kind of realized that, if I want this photography thing to kind of turn into anything, as much as I hate the content creator side of it, I really need to focus more on that. And if I want it to turn into anything, it means I got to start posting more on Instagram and Facebook, and especially on YouTube, to try to get that up and running. So this is my attempt. It's a new year. I have no more excuses. And here we go. Also, if one person in particular is watching this, you might recognize this. I think I see your footprints. Ooh, yeah. You'll know exactly what this is. I think one of my friends was here yesterday morning taking this composition here. So I'm not going to comp stomp them. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. But I am, as you guys saw moments ago, trying to do something with the ice volcanoes. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to... Maybe if I get a little closer here. I really like these little gray ice mounds. They do add some nice contrast in the foreground. And there's also some really nice textures in the clouds. So I'm just trying to honestly, this might just be another landscape orientation. Yeah, the nice thing too is you can easily pop off the lens hood. The only thing that's kind of challenging is turning the polarizer. Though it is being a little bit more difficult because I have gloves on. Yeah. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. Alright. Yeah, I don't know how well you guys can see my screen there or not. Something simple. Very, very simple. I am bracketing just to tone the highlights down in the sky a bit, because I don't want them blown out. And also I want to get as much detail out of those clouds that have like a nice ripple. And I'm also getting very low to the ground so that the ice volcanoes do not get lost against the lake. I want them to stick out above the horizon. Yeah, I actually really like this though. I could focus stack this, but I'm not going to. I'm not really in a focus stack mood. We'll go up to F16 though. It's a very calm day. It just feels good to be out here at the lake on a day like today. I did see a few people walking around, but mostly on the other side of the park here. I also recently got a drone, so that's been exciting. A little terrifying, but nonetheless exciting. Getting to learn that and experiment with it. Let's take this again here. Let's do another bracket. Let's do F16. Let's do one at F11 in case I don't want to use the F16. But yeah, I think even this whole point of perspective can be demonstrated if I'm standing. You can kind of see how you lose the ice volcanoes against the ice over the lake. And then when you kind of sit down, you know, you get low to the ground. That one there especially stands up. It's also crazy how fast this happened. I was here, I think, like early December. Did not look like this. In a month's time, this beach is just completely transformed. But yeah, that's nice looking. I may fly the drone today. It is very calm. Just get it out over the lake and see what we can see. But I also do want to mess around with some more scenes here. I do like like I said, the interplay of these like ice chunks on the beach with and how it contrasts against the snow and the lines that it creates. So I may go down the beach a little bit, see what I can see that way. But I think the bulk of the ice volcanoes, I mean, there's some down there too, but I just favor this side of the beach. I'm not really sure why. I just really like this side a lot. So I think I found another neat little composition here. And just to show you guys, it's just another angle on the ice volcanoes here with the icy sort of rocks, icy boulders, chunks of ice. Yeah, that's an accurate descriptor. In the foreground, and just a really nice arrangement of ice volcanoes with that one in the center that is like, you can see the opening kind of prominently. I have it just out of center, just off center, and we have those nice sort of striations in the clouds. And I like it. I mean, it's nothing super groundbreaking, but I'm going to fire this one off here, F11. Just doing a bracket, -1 and 0. Pull a little more detail out of that sky. ISO 100. Let's see here. Yeah, let's do F16 as well. Same concept as last time. Alright, so after a little messing around, I think I have a much tighter crop that I like. I am doing a focus stack because zoomed in at, I think I'm at 200 millimeters is just like too much bokeh in the foreground for my liking. I did take a few frames with the camera elevated at eye level, because the ice volcanoes surprisingly weren't getting lost as much in the background from this angle as they were down the beach. So I said, screw it. Let's take a few from eye level. But I think for the 200 millimeter crop here, I think that focus stack, well, for the 200 millimeter crop, I should say, the I can't even focus right now. Being at ground level works much better. So I'm going to do a couple focus stacks of this because I want to make sure I get it right. Gentle screen taps. I am in manual mode. I try to do manual mode whenever I do focus stacks, because I find when you're in aperture priority, there are little tiny discrepancies in luminosity depending on where you focus. Like if you focus, on a darker area, it's going to try to compensate by bringing the exposure up. Whereas if you're focusing on a brighter spot, it's going to, do the opposite. And then that just kind of messes up the focus stack, and then you got to kind of luminosity match everything, whereas, if you do everything in manual mode, you get to skip that step. Honestly, the 600 millimeter could go kind of crazy here, because there's two peaks that just have some really nice movement to them, I guess, and the way that they're positioned. I think if I put the 600 millimeter on and cropped way in on them, especially down at this, at this height, I think it could work really, really well. Because I keep getting drawn to those in this composition. I like everything else, but I also especially like those details way in the distance. All right, F11 focus stack complete. I need to do a little time check. It's 4:30. All right. Sun sets in about 30 minutes. It's that time of year where the sun is starting to set just a little bit later, slowly. But surely the longer days are starting to swing around as we head into January. It makes me a little sad because that means winter will be on its way out soon, but that also means I can have a little bit more time out here, because the 4:30 sunsets, it just feels like such a time crunch. But maybe it's because I suck at getting myself out the door. I think that definitely could play a role. All right, I'm gonna switch lenses now. This was one of the more experimental photos I decided to take with the 600 millimeter. I think I talked briefly about it in the start of the next clip, and how I really like these sweeping lines from all of these dunes that are kind of compressed together via perspective. This isn't like a final edit or anything. I just wanted to quickly throw together an edit just for the video. As of right now, I'm not 100% sold on the composition. This is going to be one of those photos I think that I'll have to see how I feel about it as time goes on. I think it does have some promising features, but as of now, Not 100% sold on it. Just wanted to share it with you guys, see what you think, and so you can sort of know what I'm talking about at the beginning of this next clip here in regards of composition. We are switching back over to the head cam. I didn't want to film the entire vlog this way, just in case it got a little too motion sickness-y. So I did put the 600 on like I said I was going to do. Just doing some focus stacks now. Focused on those two peaks over there that have some nice sloping movement to them. Now I'm just kind of focusing on this one ice volcano that's like really prominent with the opening. Now it's kind of sat in between. I'm going to actually move over a little bit just so it's more centered. More centered? Is that a word? No, it's not. Definitely not. I hear a dog. I hear a big dog. Alright. Make sure that's good. Alright, now we're going to do a focus stack. Still in manual mode. Oh, come on, focus. There we go. I probably should go to f16 for this. So I can get a wider depth of field, even though I want a faster shutter speed. That's why I'm at ISO 1000. I tend to go higher ISO when using this lens, just because I want to make sure there's little to no camera shake as possible. If you would focus, that'd be cool. Maybe it's my finger. It's too cold. Switch to my other finger, maybe? I don't know. There we go. Yeah, this thing is like perfectly set behind these other ice mounds. Or in between them, I should say. 10 out of 10 bleed out spot, though, that's for sure. Oh, alright, we're gonna do this one more time. Because my feet do not like sitting like this. Come on. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. There you go. I want to see that little green box. There you go. There's some gray ice chunks at the bottom. I kind of wanted to like crop those out, but I do like them quite a bit actually for a variance in texture. Alright, I think that will do it. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for that shot anyways. I'm gonna plop the polarizer off. Probably didn't need this. I pretty much like always use a polarizer. I guess I shouldn't say like always, but I use a polarizer a lot. But I find myself using it much less in the wintertime, just because a lot of the days that I'm shooting kind of look like today, where there's not much stuff that needs to be polarized. Though I still try to use it whenever I can, whenever the sky is involved, whenever there's water involved. But when I'm shooting like woodland stuff, I mean, there's always exceptions, obviously. Not saying you shouldn't use your polarizer in the wintertime. I just personally find it to be far less effective in the wintertime. That's what I should say. Alright, let's take the bird for a spin. I think that's what we're gonna do next. Because then I need to get out of here because it's getting dark. So I'm just gonna go post up over there. Alright. Did a little drone flight over the water, nothing crazy. And got a couple of videos which I may or may not have already shown at this point. But one of the really cool things you can see out there, I think they're referred to as like ice pancakes. I don't know if that's like the most scientific way to refer to them, but that's what people call them. And they look absolutely beautiful, and they stretch on for like miles along the coast as the lake starts to freeze. It's like one of the first steps in the lake trying to freeze over, as you get those really awesome sort of like ice pancakes, but you can't really ever see them too well from the shore. I mean, in some spots you get lucky when they're just forming, when it's really cold you can start to see them, but on this particular beach, you cannot see them from the shore. I've actually never personally seen them that close. I've seen videos of people seeing them right up on like beaches and stuff, like on Lake Ontario and Erie, but I personally have never had the pleasure to see those ice pancakes up close. I mean, even elevated up here on the bluffs, I still cannot see it. So getting it to see it from that really unique bird's eye perspective was kind of awesome. I'm not gonna lie. A little nervous because the wind was kind of picking up a little bit at some points, so I didn't want to fly for too long. But yeah, I've taken the drone out a couple times in different areas, and the DJI Mini 5 Pro, which is what I have, obviously has that 12 megapixel sensor, which isn't anything really to write home about, but for a camera that flies in the air, it's not too bad. It has the upscaled 50 megapixel, which I don't use. I just use the native 12 megapixel, and the images look not too bad. Obviously, if you pixel peep, you know, you start to see a lot of the flaws. But just don't pixel peep, and the images look, at least in my opinion, passable. So happy with it so far. New piece of gear, taking into the new year, trying to fly responsibly and all that. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Been wanting a drone for a while, and glad I finally have got my hands on one. And as I head back to the truck, I hope that some of the images I got today will pan out. I didn't really do a whole lot of crazy stuff. Just came to this area today with the idea of photographing lakeside more, looking for ice volcanoes and other types of scenes. And you can see there's a whole bunch of deer over there. And I think I accomplished that. We'll see. Nothing, I didn't really have super high hopes coming here to begin with. Just wanted to get out. And I knew the peace and quiet of the lakeshore would be exactly what I was looking for. And the other thing too I wanted to mention, and I apologize for the poor audio because my mic died, is I am working on a project. I tried to talk about this in the last vlogs I tried to film, which didn't turn into anything, but I am working on a winter themed project that will probably turn into an ebook. I would like to go with a physical book, but I already learned my lesson with that one time, the portfolio book. I'm not doing that again. You know, maybe in the future if I have a bigger audience and more people that follow me and are interested in that kind of thing, then we can take it to physical print. But yeah, more news on that coming soon. I also just wanted to get back into vlogging, like I said, just to get the channel kind of kick-started, start off 2026 right. And what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I also realized I haven't posted a vlog since July, which was my Allegheny State Park camping trip series, which if you haven't seen that, feel free to check it out. Just like these deer checking me out. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them over there. There's probably like 10 deer just grazing what they can underneath the snow. But pretty successful outing, I'd say so. And yeah, fingers crossed this turns into a vlog. Check out my social medias down in the description, my website, all that stuff. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys around.